Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. One second, I'm gonna try to adjust this. Okay, so before I get started, I'm gonna go off on a little bit of a 30-second minute rant. So, as you know, I don't know how many people are actually watching Days of Our Lives at 12 o'clock, but if you notice, there's a trend going on. And the trend is interruptions. And it's been happening for quite a while now. So unfortunately, I've had to try to watch episodes on YouTube. I just re-downloaded the NBC app. So I don't know what the time schedule is as far as watching stuff from watching stuff, because I know like when General Hospital, if it comes in at 3, it'll come back on at 8 o'clock on Hulu. I don't know what the schedule is for Days of Our Lives on NBC. So this is the reason why it's been coming on. This is the reason why I've been doing these reviews so late, and it sucks. And I'm trying not to curse, but I'm really irritated with all these interruptions. I'm fed the fuck up. So yeah, apologies for it coming out so late, but this is just something that is just beyond my fucking control. And it's irritating as hell, because I like to put out these reviews the minute after the show airs, and I have my notes and everything like that, and I'm ready to go, but I've been trying to watch it. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I've been watching it on YouTube, because people have been uploading it. It's the only one I'm able to really watch it, so. And even that's been a little sketchy at best with, like today, there was a interruption that was going on. I guess there was a storm that was going on, so when they were playing it, they had the voiceovers and they're talking about the storm, so I had to find different ways so I could try to watch it and understand what the hell was going on. Okay, so now that rant is out the fucking way, let's get into it. Let's just talk about something that I really didn't care for that much, and also I missed a good portion of it in the beginning. This was Nicole and Brady's scene, and I guess Nicole came into Brady's office. This was after Serena. Serena, I think that's the name. Sierra. They keep calling her Sierra. I keep hearing the word Sierra. This is after Sierra leaves Brady's office, and Nicole's there, and Nicole's like, "Oh, you screwed me over my job or whatever." And then it was an interruption, so I had no idea what the hell was being said. But Nicole came home, talked to Eric. Eric did a pep talk, and they made out. And that was pretty much about it. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie. I felt like their whole scene was pointless. Okay, Nicole is worried about being is worried about something. I don't even know what the hell she's worried about, but she's worried about something. And Eric is like, "You'll be fine. Just have a great business plan, and I know you can do it. I know you can do it." And then they make out for literally scenes after scenes after scenes after scenes, and it was just pointless. So that was pretty much their whole story. Let's get into let's get into some seriously. Let's get into Xander, because my fucking goodness, this guy. I have seen some douchebags and some assholes in the day, but Xander has got to be Xander has got to be one of the worst of the worst. And, I always sit there and read the comments or whatever when I'm watching some of the promos, and, some of the women are all like, "Oh, I can't wait till he take off his shirt. He's so good looking." I was like, do you realize what this man is? And the reason why I bring that up is because, you will have a couple women that will sit there and dog the hell out of men for liking certain women, regardless of what they are underneath. No matter how many times they screwed over men or whatever, when a man would sit there and say, "Oh, this girl's so hot," or whatever, and the woman would sit there and be like, "Oh my goodness, you're so much of a pig or whatever. You're so much of this and that and the third." And I'm like, all you women are so, hot over Xander, and this is, I gotta sit there and say, the most screwed up character I think I've ever seen. I mean, granted, I know there's much worse, but this guy is just, wow. So he's talking to Sarah, whatever, and he's like, "Oh, listen, and just give me another chance, and we can sit there and talk about it." And then, of course, there was an interruption, so I didn't know what the hell happened. But Brady was there, and Xander's like, "Well, I know what y'all two are doing is just an act or whatever," and Brady is just loving every single minute of this. He is basking in this whole thing. He's just like, "So, you want to talk about what's really going on? About the whole, clinic? So basically, Brady tells Sarah in front of, because he's telling a little bit of information at a time. And Xander's like, oh, well, everything is out in the open. And Brady's like, everything? Everything's out in the open? Sure about that? I'm kind of laughing because I'm like, this guy, I've never seen somebody just bask in somebody else's torture and nervousness, like he just loves watching this guy squirms, like, a lot. Like this guy gets off on it a little bit. Like, that's how much he's enjoying it. It's almost a little kind of weird, but entertaining at the same time. So basically, Brady pretty much tells Sarah that Xander was ready to, when I guess Sarah was gonna get an abortion, Xander agreed with Roth and some other people, whatever, to steal the embryo that Sarah was gonna abort and put it into this woman named Kristen. And Sarah's like, "I'm sorry, what?" So she just loses it. She just goes off on Xander, and rightfully fucking so. And Xander's like, "Well, it was just talk. It didn't really happen. And obviously didn't go through with it. So we all good, right? We good, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. There is no way you can walk away from that, by the way. None whatsoever." So what he does, even in soap opera logic, this shit just defined all logic and reason. And so Sarah's like, "Listen, I can't deal with you. We're not gonna be together." And then Xander's like, "Well, you're gonna abort the child anyway, so what does it matter?" I had to pause that shit for a minute, because I was just like, this is after she slapped the shit out of him. I was like, wow. And Xander was like, "Well, obviously, that was the wrong thing to say." When did this shit turn into a comedy? Because I just... what? Obviously, it was the wrong thing to say. Okay. Alright. Yeah, sure. So, after, he's like, "Well, I apologize, and we could work this out," and all this other stuff like that. And Sarah's like, "We're done. We are finished." And I was like, I can't believe that you're even considering. This is before this news. I was like, I can't believe you're even considering trying to get back together with a man who lied to you and told you that your baby was alive when she wasn't. You were gonna get back together with this man. You're thinking about this shit. Wow, okay. So she was like, "I'm done." She walked out. Xander stood there looking like an idiot. Okay? And that was pretty much the end of his scene. Let's talk a little bit about Ben and Jake. Before the interruption, basically, he gives him the lowdown or whatever, and he pretty much asks Ben to help out, to help with the garage and stuff like that, while he tries to track down this woman, so that way he can get back whatever this thing is that he stole from this mob guy. You know, because he's like, listen, I'm trying to find her. I'm also trying to stay afloat. The garage and everything like that. It's just a lot, you know. He basically says, I'm over my head. I'm, you know, over my head or whatever, and I need help, you know. So he convinces Ben to stay aboard, and you know, on the other end, you know, Gabby is walking out with the toothbrush, and she meets the big man, and you know, when Jake comes over, you know, let's just get to this little quick pep talk thing. So Sierra is Serena, I think that's the name, Serena. I think it's Sierra. God damn it. 1 second, hold on. Sierra. So there's this scene where I guess, and this is again during the interruption, when Sierra finds the notes and proposal that she handed to Brady to take a look at, and she sees it in the garbage, and she's upset. And Ben is there with flowers, talking about, listen, he's just hating on you pretty much. He knows that you got Victor Victor in your corner. You're a rising star. You're smart. You're intelligent. You know, he may be the CEO now, but you know, you can take his position at any point in time, and he's threatened. And it works, and you know, they hug and everything like that, and Ben tells Sierra about everything that goes on, that's going on with Jake, and why the two guys are constantly coming to the shop. And Sierra's like, listen, you need to distance yourself from him, because we're going to get married and stuff like that. And Ben is just like, you know, listen, the sooner I can help find whatever that Jake is looking for, the faster we can all get back to normal. I think that's something that's going to satisfy her. But in reality, I think he just wants to do it because he feels it's the right thing to do, to help him out, you know. You know, just to help the guy out, you know, because that's the kind of person that he seems like he is. Let's talk a little bit, and that pretty much ends that scene. Let's talk a little bit about Marlene and Bella. Apparently, Bella is a troublemaker. She's a shit starter. You know, she burnt down shit, literally. And so Marlene's like, I don't know if you're ready to actually come out of this place yet. You know, she's in the facility, and she's like, I'm not so sure. And Bella's like, well, you vouched for the necktie killer. You vouched for Ben, and he was a necktie killer. And honestly, tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little confused about that, because I'm like, she's your granddaughter, and you vouched for a guy who was pretty much going out killing people, but you're not gonna vouch for her even though she said she was in her right state of mind? How does that make any sense? And I'm still trying to figure that shit out. But I don't know, here's the thing, I don't know the relationship between Ben and Marlene. Ben, Marlene, and Sierra, as opposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, is Ben family of Marlene? Is Ben, like, what is Ben to Marlene? Why would she actually stick out her neck for Ben, but she wouldn't, you know, but she's hesitant about doing it with her own granddaughter? That's just my question. Anyway, they talk a little bit, and finally Marlene's like, listen, I'll talk to the doctors. I can't guarantee anything, but I'll talk to them, let them know about your progress, and see what we can do. And so Marlene, Bella's happy. Marlene leaves, and then Bella picks out a picture of Ben and Sierra, and then she has that look on her face like she's plotting shit, you know, talking about, oh, maybe I'll get to come to your wedding or whatever after all. So I have no idea what the history between Bella, Sierra, and Ben is, but I guess I'll find out, because they are starting to give a little bit more backstory into it. And Brady, Jake. Yeah, honestly, to tell you the truth, I really feel like the only scenes that was really forgettable was Eric and Nicole. because it was just a pep talk, and then they make out for like 15 minutes. I'm assuming so because their thing is like, okay, maybe not 15 minutes, but like 5 minutes straight, and it was just I just didn't really care. And there really wasn't nothing to it. Again, this was another one of those fluff or padding scenes. It was the same thing that happened yesterday with Will and Sunny, I think, or the day before. So yeah, Xander is a piece of work, and I don't, I don't understand. Like, I don't know. Again, I find him to be a piece of work, and I don't understand how he was ever gonna get back Sarah. And for Sarah to even consider, even moving forward now, for Sarah to even consider going back out with Xander, I gotta be honest with you. If she goes out with Xander, I'm gonna sit there and say that she gets exactly whatever she deserves. Whatever Xander has done, and whatever Xander will do in the future, if she goes back out with Xander, she deserves every single bit of misery that happens to her. Because Xander has got to be among the worst guys on soap operas as far as like being with. I mean, that's his definition of love. Here's the sad thing is I understood, to some extent I understood switching into babies to not cause her pain, to love someone that much that you'd do anything for them, up until the point where you would compromise your own morals to spare them any sort of pain and heartache. I still think it's wrong what he did, but I understood it. But the whole I'm gonna steal embryos from her and then acting like it's just not a big deal because it didn't happen, that is just on a completely different psychotic level. And it's on a psychotic level because he doesn't understand just how messed up that is. He thinks because it didn't happen that it's okay. And I'm just like, if you think that because you didn't do it it's okay, you got a whole level of issues that I can't even begin to comprehend. And I like to pride myself in being pretty smart, and even I'm just like, alright, bro, I can't. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for this Days of Our Lives recap. I don't know how long these interruptions are gonna keep going for. But I will sit there and try to get it as out the videos as soon as I can. And yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate the views and likes and comments. Especially catching me up on stuff. And before I go, let me just pause it 1 second. Shout out to Shakira. Thank you, because you really been my rock as far as just catching me up and stuff like that on the show, and correcting me when I keep messing up these characters' names, but I will get it down sooner or later. So yeah, thank you. Have a good day, good night, depending on when you're watching this. Be safe, and I'll catch you in the next review.